Fucking whore. Fucking horny whore. Yeah. Yeah.
Should I cut this part?
No.
Okay. All right.
I don't
Do
know.
the intro.
Well,
That's
it's just me and Tyler today. It's the Wasteland Podcast. We're back from a short
hiatus.
2-week hiatus.
Hiatus.
Not really a planned hyena hiatus.
We're working on it.
But,
Growing pains, changing.
yeah,
Stuff.
there's a lot of stuff going on our end.
Need energy.
That means right now and
I need caffeine.
teenager. Why? It's 8.
I know, but I'm too tired for this.
Well, wake up,
All right, let's do it.
son of a bitch.
Wake up. What do they say? Wake up, samurai. I'm Keanu Reeves. That's my Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
Wake up, samurai. This game's gonna be a great game with no glitches.
We got a city to burn. I mean, this game.
We got a game to burn. We got a game
back
studio's
on the-
reputation to burn.
It's back on the PlayStation Store. So
Whatever.
it's got to be fixed.
Who cares?
Also, CD Projekt Red just released a bunch of job postings for a new game, and people are like, Witcher 4?
Yeah,
Witcher 4?
I mean, the iron is hot. Like, now's the time to strike.
Oh, yeah.
Witcher is super popular right now.
Oh, yeah.
So people will play it if you release it.
Make it better than Cyberpunk,
I don't think they're going to try to make it like Cyberpunk, so I think they'll be able to avoid those problems a lot better, because
Yeah.
they're able to make The Witcher just fine, but...
Yeah, Witcher 3 is still probably one of the best games you can play out there.
Alright.
What?
I just did alright.
Why?
I mean, it's a good game.
Whenever you say alright, you're
I
like,
haven't- I haven't beat it. Let's see here. When was the last time I played this game? 2017, whatever the year it came out. I beat it the month it came out.
oh, really?
I haven't played it since.
Have you played the DLCs?
No.
Really?
I never went back and played it.
The DLC is really cool.
I just don't... I'm done with it.
Yeah.
You have to realize I had over 100 hours in this game before I beat it. That game is fucking... That's a game right there, my friend.
It's a great game, though.
That's a game. Yeah.
But a Witcher 4 would be nice. Not gonna lie. The TV show's coming back soon.
Yeah, hopefully we see more uteruses.
It should... Oh, wait. What? Did they show a fucking uterus?
They showed when Yennefer, they pulled it out of her.
I don't remember that.
They pulled it fucking out of her.
I don't
She was
remember
in the
that.
abortion stance, completely naked, and then they just fucking yanked the shit
Did
out
it
of
show
her.
that?
No. But they showed, it coming, they showed it, out on the floor.
Oh.
They yanked it out of her with magic or something.
I mean, yeah, I know that she had, that thing...
Now she
that
can't have
done.
kids no more.
Yeah, I knew she had that shit done, and then she's super hot, but...
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, what ifs.
Just saying. But, fucking
I've always
Henry
been a
Cavill.
Trish girl.
Triss?
I've always been a Triss girl. I like Triss more in the games.
Really?
But I played Witcher 2 first, and she's in that one, so...
Yeah, she's Yennefer's not even in that one, is she?
No. I was like, who's... the game 3 starts, and you're just boning Yennefer, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, no.
Yennefer's his true love.
I don't like that, though. I'm a Triss man.
Yeah, whatever.
I go for Triss.
I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't like redheads, so...
Boy.
What?
Boy. Redheads are great. What are you talking about?
My sister's a redhead, so...
Yeah, doesn't mean anything.
I mean something... I just
Your little
can't-
sister's a brunette, so now you're not going to date brunettes? See, it doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, I just don't like redheads.
Well, if they look too much like your sister, I understand that'd be weird.
All redheads look like my sister.
Not really. Yeah. Savannah's got an iconic, unique look. That's exclusive to her.
Yeah, basic bitch.
Date a weird emo alt girl ginger, and maybe.
No, that doesn't work.
I don't. Yeah, it's like I haven't
Gingers
seen
can't
any.
be...
I haven't seen any.
It just doesn't work.
It's too the contrast.
Black
is
and
too
red
much.
don't
if you
go
wear all
together.
black,
Yeah.
then like your skin looks too white in comparison.
And red hair just does not go with it.
Ginger girls are they're never punk rock scene people. They're always
well,
they're always something else.
They're always the super preppy.
Are they?
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
I don't know. It's the red hair.
So weird.
They get sunburned easily. Fucking losers.
Yeah. They yeah.
Ginger.
You can't take them outside because they'll die.
When South Park came out with that Kick a Ginger Day episode.
You tormented your sister a lot, I take it?
No, I wasn't allowed to watch South Park when I was.
Oh.
But when she went to school, she got kicked a lot.
That's so fucked up.
Because she was like in middle school, so it was probably like the prime time.
Yeah, that's like the best time to kick someone, I guess.
That's the best time to like South Park.
Well, that's
shit.
Well, yeah, that's the age where like you're still stupid. You're still
you
a
have
stupid
like
kid.
no morals.
Yeah, but you're also old enough to like either can kind of make your own decisions. So you're gonna make bad decisions. You're gonna kick people.
Especially if South Park tells you it's Kick a Ginger Day.
Hey, that's why it's not for kids. But you know, kids are gonna watch it. So
yeah, it's funny. And like kids, they're not gonna fully understand that show, but
right.
I
well,
mean,
people talk about
they'd be like, "Haha, they said Edward."
People talk about how like South Park possibly contributed to the anti-Semitism problem, even though all his episodes preach, you know, don't be anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
But the thing is, kids are like, no, I like Cartman more. Fuck Jews.
Yeah.
Even though he gets his comeuppance, because kids are too stupid to watch shit, pretty much. Because they don't understand.
But the thing is,
they take what they want from it.
Right. Cartman's you're supposed to despise Cartman, which
I know.
Usually people do.
One of the problems
if you're an adult and you watch it, you're gonna fucking hate Cartman because he's a little brat.
Easy. It's easier in a show like Always Sunny where none of the characters look cool. But in South Park, it's kind of weird because like sometimes Cartman's the winner and sometimes Cartman saves the day, and then other times Cartman gets like fucked up at the end of it.
Yeah.
And usually they're pretty good about making Cartman get fucked up at the end of the day.
Or whenever he does win, it's like in this most disgusting and diabolical way where he fucks over everyone.
People like that.
He like kills someone.
As much shade as people throw at Rick and Morty, Rick is like that show's Cartman. But the difference is that Rick still has like a pretty good moral compass. So all the people who are like super edgy, who are like, I'm like Rick, dude. I don't care about nothing. At the end of the day, Rick is still like a good person and he's not anti-Semitic. Whereas in South Park, it's like this whole...
Yeah. But I mean, that show... I love that...
Like... Most people are like, dude, I want to turn into a pickle. Yeah, I'm Pickle Rick.
I love Pickle Rick. It's so funny.
It's the funniest thing ever, actually.
I fall asleep to that episode every night. Right when he says, I'm Pickle Rick, I just go...
That's my ringtone and my alarm on my phone. It's him just going, I'm Pickle Rick, I'm Pickle Rick, I'm Pickle Rick, over and over.
Yeah.
I love it.
When he says that, I just fall asleep.
And I usually hold 2 pickles in my hands when I watch the episode every day. And then I have a third pickle. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put that third pickle somewhere. In a hole, if you know what I'm saying.
What hole?
A wet hole. I put a third pickle in a wet hole, you know what I'm saying. Like I hold it in my mouth.
So you grab a third...
one in each hand and a third one in my mouth.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
So yeah, Pickle Rick.
I love that there's like a commercial for South Park where they're like... someone asks Trey Parker and Matt Stone, so do you think... what do you have to say about the anti-Semitism in your show? And Trey's like, well, I'm a Jew, so I don't like it. Yeah. And then Matt's like, I fucking hate Jews.
He's like, I, however, am anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
That way it's 50-50, just like our politics.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah, it's a good way to address it, honestly.
Yeah, I, however, am anti-Semitic.
But, that's a criticism that even, like, Sacha Baron Cohen has faced before. Because anyone who, like, makes these, like, Jew jokes, even though a lot of these people are Jewish and they're expressing what they had to grow up with and, like, what they had to deal with, they're literally talking about their own personal experiences of being, like, bullied, basically.
Right.
By racist kids. And, the sad thing is it doesn't always translate that perfectly well.
Well, Sacha Baron Cohen's character, Borat,
is a lot better. It's a lot better than South Park.
Yeah, he handles it better.
Yeah,
and it's more obvious.
It's way more obvious that he's like
a fucking idiot.
Because nobody watches it wants to be Borat. They want to they want to quote him, make fun of him, but they don't want to be Borat. So it's a lot better. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot better of an example.
No, and Cartman's like Did
Borat 2 come out 10 years after the first one?
I don't know.
It was something like that. It was like
it's a long time.
It was a huge gap in time between.
But I mean, I think it's funny. I think it's funny that Cartman, brainwashed the entire town into being neo-Nazis without them knowing. I mean, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because that was the when Passion of the Christ came out and they did that.
Yeah.
And
he got everyone to hate Jews because. Well, that's I think where a lot of the anti-Semitism stuff started in South Park was for the Passion of the Christ episode.
Oh yeah,
because Mel Gibson is anti-Semitic in real life. He hates Jewish people in real life, and he would go on these drunken rants on YouTube, and they were trying to make fun of him, and that's when they had Cartman praying to Mel Gibson. The problem is they took that joke and it wasn't isolated anymore. Mm-hmm. It should have probably just stayed in that one episode. Yeah, that's a great episode though, because I remember when Passion of the Christ came out, and I didn't know how to feel about it. I was a Christian kid; I didn't even really want to watch it.
Yeah.
And then,
because it paints like all the Jews in bad.
I don't know. I haven't even seen it.
I haven't either, but
I just didn't want to watch it. I just was like, and like I remember my church was like, we're gonna have a movie. We're gonna like watch it on our TV downstairs after church. And I was like, I don't want to go watch that. Like,
yeah,
because it's from what I understand, it's just gore. It's just gore porn of Jesus getting like fucked up for a while.
Yeah.
And that's like the whole point of the movie is to show like how brutal it was for him.
But then it's really cool because then Kyle's like, wait, the Jews did this? My people did this?
Yeah.
And his parents are like, well, no, but yeah.
Well, no, but according to this person, yeah. Well, the thing they said at the end resonated me a lot as a kid because I was watching this in like 5th grade or something when I wasn't supposed to be. And what they said at the end was like, if you want to be a Christian, then be a Christian, but do it for the good things Jesus said, not because he was like horribly killed. And
did they say that in the episode?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No.
I mean, that's a good message.
Stan literally says, "Don't be a Christian because you're guilty," or something like that.
Right.
Just do it because of the good messages that Jesus taught, and then that's what makes the whole town basically forget about it and not care.
But before that. Carmen was literally
the whole Carmen
at
got
a
like the
parade.
Whole, you got the whole town to like hate Jewish people.
Yeah.
Which is really good joke about Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
He's actually anti-Semitic. Mel Gibson also has a movie called We Were Soldiers about the Vietnam War, and it paints things way prettier and nicer than it really was. Mm-hmm. And at the very end, they're like, "We need backup," and they're like, and then it's like, "This is dedicated to the troops today who need backup." Blah blah. Like it's basically a war recruitment video. And Mel Gibson's like the main character of it. It's just like, Mel Gibson's like a fucking Republican piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's it's come to the point. One time
I liked him in Mad Max.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago, and he had nothing to do with the writing or anything.
I'm just saying.
That was when he was an up and coming actor. For some reason,
what other movies?
The older and richer you get, we're about to start talking about Nicki Minaj here. The older and richer you get, like the more fucking weird beliefs you get. And this is when like a lot of people in Hollywood, like Chris Pratt was just like a normal Republican dude, and then over time he joined like a fucking weird ass church that a lot of celebrities have joined because it kind of gives them connections, and they have fucking really backwards beliefs.
Hillsong.
Yeah, they have really backwards beliefs and stuff. It's also should be noted
that church is huge.
Chris Pratt like cheated on like his wife, so it's like
he would have sex with like all the members, but that church is huge.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities go to it.
Not only that, but like,
what I'm saying is it gives a lot of people connections. So, but the thing is, then they're not immune to propaganda. They get fucked up by the shit going on.
But like there are people at my church that like went to Hillsong concerts and like they
weird. It's weird as fuck.
They play a lot of Hillsong music at my church I used to go to.
It's weird.
And they liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know that.
They're trying to brainwash everyone.
I didn't know that Hillsong was like that at the time.
And Chris Pratt's a really weird guy in real life.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks because he's cool. Like, Star-Lord and Guardians of the Galaxy is like two of my favorite things in movies ever. And Chris Pratt's such a piece of shit in real life.
I know. Him and Parks and Rec.
Yeah, really I watched Parks and Rec only because I liked Guardians of the Galaxy, and I ended up loving Parks and Rec. So it's
Parks and Rec is a great show.
It's amazing, yeah.
It's way better than The Office, that's for sure.
100%. I don't know how there's even I understand the comparison because they both do like the documentary style.
Yeah.
But there's no comparison as far as quality.
No, not at all.
Parks and Rec's so much better. I do like The Office, but I think Office is like a pretty good average show. I think Parks and Rec is like above average and really good.
I need to rewatch that. Ron Swanson
is a great character.
Great character.
Because he's making fun of libertarians, but libertarians still use his image all the time. Yeah. Even though he says blatantly, I don't like libertarians. And if
Nick Offerman's a huge lefty.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of comedians are, because in order to be a comedian, you have to think. In order to be a lefty, you have to think. In order to be a conservative, you have to not think. So
the problem with Ron Swanson is he makes libertarians look really cool and manly.
He looks cool. He's like a cool guy.
Yeah.
And they usually only bring up the libertarian stuff whenever he's like being stupid, basically.
Like when?
Well, like I can't think of. I haven't watched the show in a while.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
But the thing is, like, I remember, like, whenever he did something cool, like, because he was, like, into wood carvings or whatever, He usually had nothing to do with being a libertarian, which he's into that in real life.
Right.
So...
That's not, like, what libertarian... Right. But, like, it's when he's, like...
Whenever he's, like... I don't know. Whenever he brings up libertarianism, it's usually for, like, one little gag. And he's like, because I'm a libertarian, I believe in this. And he says something fucking dumb, usually.
Yeah.
So... Like his ideology is he'll literally say something like so barbaric and mean, like very mean spirited. He'll be like, I'm a libertarian, therefore I believe that no one should get any. Like he'll literally say stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the whole point is that Nick is trying to make fun of libertarians. I mean, if I played a character on a show, I would do something like that. I would make my character someone, you know, like how I'm doing characters with you all the time. I'd probably be like a redneck guy or something. I'd just be a conservative. Because what better?
But then you want to. The problem with that is you'd say like stupid shit, and conservatives would be like, "Yeah, hell yeah, brother."
I know that's tricky.
And then they take you in. It's like what?
It's the whole thing with Borat.
Exactly what happens.
It's the whole thing with Cartman, and it's the whole thing with Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
But the thing is at least with Ron Swanson, you can tell people because like libertarians don't see themselves as like straight up like racists. Whereas anti-Semitic people, like yeah, I wear that with pride. Whereas, like, libertarian people, you're like, you know, they're making fun of you, right? Because libertarian people think they're the smartest people in the room.
Yeah.
They think they're the most, like, ideological, like, they think they're geniuses. And they think they know everything, and they think they're the ones who crack the system, and they're, like, the only person in the world who, like, knows the truth. And the vast majority of people and all these scientists and experts and all these people just don't know shit about anything. Yeah. They literally are that arrogant.
Yeah.
They're that fucking stupid. And also, they'll just repeat misinformation to you all the time. Shout out to my older brother. Mm-hmm. And
I was wondering.
Oh yeah, no, they'll just say stuff to you that I've never heard of in my life, and then I just have to look it up later and be like, that motherfucker just lied, like, because he probably got it from some stupid ass source that told
like Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder.
But anyway,
where did you get that hair? The Liberal store.
Yeah, where did you get that haircut? The Liberal.
I got a haircut
at the Liberal store.
At the Liberal store.
Yeah.
My hair used to be
nice haircut. That's what I said to him. Because, dude, if I had a TV show.
Yeah. You have a podcast.
I do. And I do play a character. That's a dumb redneck who abuses his daughter and hates his femboy son.
Yeah.
And he believes that Hillary Clinton drinks the blood of the unborn child.
Mm-hmm. We could do IRL stuff. We have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we could post anything. We can post little skits. Be like Smosh. I've never watched.
We could be like Super. Really? Not even back in the day?
No, I didn't. I didn't think I would like those guys, so I just didn't even try.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, no. I was like in high school.
It's probably very dated now.
I was either in junior high or I think it was in junior high. YouTube was a very different landscape back then. I'm sure you remember some of the early YouTube.
Oh, well, I fucking
you
love
were a kid.
Smosh.
You were like, what age were you when you first started using YouTube?
Probably like the start of middle school.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think I was using YouTube in middle school, so. Yeah, but
we're 10 years
YouTube
apart.
was really, really new. It used to be Google Video and YouTube were two different things. And Google Video had all like the pirated stuff. Like people, like Google just wouldn't check it, and you could just watch like anime on Google basically, but you weren't supposed to. And I would watch so many like movies and like animes and stuff on Google Video.
I don't remember that. Like, I remember when the YouTube app was a little TV. I remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. I remember when the bar looked like had that like big chunky bar with like it was like the red line in the middle, the huge slider, and that's how you like fast forward through the video and stuff.
Oh yeah.
The UI was totally different back then.
A giant bar. I don't know if I remember that or not.
Here, they always had likes and dislikes, but I thought they had something else. I don't remember.
But
they had reply videos and stuff, and so you would just get a shit ton of views if you just replied to a popular video. It was fucking bullshit.
I loved Smosh. It was so like the food battles and shit.
I just wasn't into like the sketches and stuff.
I thought it was hilarious, but like early Smosh, like before they signed on to the multimedia thing.
Yeah, that's what happens to a lot of those guys.
Yeah. But they completely left Smosh.
Yeah, let's say at least the people themselves are still doing fine for themselves.
Oh yeah.
Versus like they didn't get crushed or anything. Like Smosh people are doing good. But like Mega 64.
Okay, so I was really big into Smosh when Assassin's Creed 3 came out. Because I remember specifically
Smosh. Smosh was like, I think I know when they became a thing, and yeah. Okay.
And because I remember specifically when Smosh did the Assassin's Creed 3 like music video parody, because I thought that was funny.
I was just starting college when Assassin's Creed 3 came out.
Okay.
And I was not into it. We're talking about Assassin's Creed 3. That game sucks.
Yeah.
I was so hyped for that game. I was like, oh, it's the American Revolution. Oh, I'm Native American. And they did like nothing with either. they barely used that at all. I was like, so sad.
They could have done so much.
What a bunch of fucking bitches. Well, eventually they did the King George Washington DLC, and I never bought it.
I mean, it's a cool...
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Like, as for someone who rewrites history or something, that would be a really cool idea.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy the DLC back then. I was like, fuck this game, I'm done playing it.
PP?
Yeah. So Smosh.
Look at that little spike.
Alright.
But yeah, I used to watch them religiously.
What was I even into? I don't even know.
Probably fucking...
I was into video game nerd and nostalgia critic and stuff.
Yeah,
what else was I into? I don't know. I was into all sorts of shit.
Yeah. I was pretty sheltered growing up, so I didn't... And also I didn't have, like, a iPod until I was in, like, middle school.
Yeah. Your parents kept you away from everything.
Yeah. So I didn't really, like...
What'd you even do?
Dude, I read a lot.
Read a lot of books.
I played video games.
Played a lot of games.
Yeah, because I had an Xbox 360. Yeah, I played a ton of video games.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah. But I didn't really understand YouTube until way later.
Yeah.
And I was like,
then you
YouTube's
became a degenerate. YouTube's cool.
Fuck, I didn't even know who Christian was until I met you.
Well, a lot of people don't know Christian until they meet me.
Well, yeah.
I don't even want to say this anymore. Because I'm about to name the podcast that shall not be named. But they had a little video clip about Christian. And you already know what it is. And I don't want to be compared to them. I want to be compared to Super Mega. I don't want to be compared to these other fucking clowns.
Or the Joe Rogan Experience.
Shane, let's talk about monkeys and vitamins.
Let's talk about DMT.
Do you know that
Have you ever done DMT?
I am a karate kicker. Did you know that?
Did you do DMT yet?
Back when I was on Fear Factor, I was always doing DMT.
DMT's actually DMT's actually not bad for you.
Then they reboot Fear Factor, and Joe's like, for this challenge, you will get in this isolation tank and do DMT. And how long you can last.
DMT only lasts for like 10 minutes or something.
I think that's why people like it, because it's not like super long.
But it feels like a fucking lifetime.
Yeah, because you're going through all sorts of shit.
But Joe Rogan fucking loves that shit.
He loves that. He loves his little whatever chamber it's called.
Isolation.
It's called something.
Chamber.
I think it is.
I genuinely want to try one of those. It sounds fun.
Immersion chamber, something like that.
I don't know. He likes Alex Jones.
He's hanging out with Alexi Jonesy.
Listen, Joe.
I'm kind of retarded.
I love that guy. Alex Jones.
Listen here.
We should get some Alex Jones supplements and try them.
So the podcast that should not be named did a video about Christian. And no, well, I'm only bringing it up because one guy knew about Christian and the other guys didn't know.
Wow, and
so he explained. And
someone compared us to them.
He explained the whole thing, and their friends are just like along for the ride, and they're like, "This is great." But
that's like what happens on this podcast.
He goes, "Can you explain them?" And then he's like, "I think everyone who's watching this video knows who he is," and he's like, "We didn't know." and he's like, yeah, well, trust me, everyone knows but you guys.
That's fine.
It's true. Internet people know these things. Did we talk about? Well, we have so many Christian episodes, but either way, yeah, we talk about Christian a lot here.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing because Christians should be talking.
I probably learned about Christian on this podcast.
No, you were coming over. Me and Jeremiah were already watching it, I think, when you came over. And I was like, look at this. And
yeah, that was like one of the first times we were doing the podcast.
I was watching the comprehensive history, and I would have turned it off, but something happening was really funny. So me and Jeremiah just kept watching it. And I had to try to explain it to you. And then you fell in love with Sonichu and
yeah,
kept talking about it.
I kept drawing Sonichu Vor.
Sonichu, fat Sonichu.
Yeah, dude, I love that shit. I've got it all over my walls.
You would draw them with pickles and stuff. Yeah, I remember.
With Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick was
I draw Pickle Rick Vor.
You know that really pisses off Chris, right?
Pickle Rick?
I don't know if he's ever said it, but he's got to be mad about Pickle Rick.
Maybe.
You think the pickle suit guy is one of the writers for Rick and Morty?
He's like, this is gonna piss Christian off. That'd be the greatest troll.
Because why? He could have turned into anything. Why did he turn into a pickle? Because he was in a pickle?
Yes. Literally.
Oh, fuck those guys.
Literally, yes.
Fuck the writers of Rick and Morty.
Dan Harmon's fucking.
The joke finally makes sense to me.
He's literally in a pickle because he doesn't want to go to family. He doesn't want to go to family therapy, so he's in a pickle.
My name is Pickle Rick.
So he turns himself into a pickle. It's really funny.
I need Alex Jones to go on Joe Rogan podcast so they can talk about Pickle Rick and be like, listen, pickles are fucking gay. Let me tell you something. They're trying to make everyone gay. No, the most homophobic man. He hates pickles. This is Christian Weston Chandler. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yes, I know what you're talking about. I know everything about Christian. Listen. Why do you think Rick and Morty hates Pickle Rick?
Yeah. Christian.
Oh, because he's in a pickle. It's funny. No, Joe. I know you're smarter than this. I know you know these things, Joe. You're playing dumb to the audience.
I've got all these articles right here for you.
He takes all these papers out of his folder. Listen.
He starts running. He starts. You're
doing this is Alex Jones doing a conspiracy about Alex Jones. Now this is Alex Jones, which is me. He knows everything about Christian. He's a huge Christian fan.
He takes out
Alex, you're scaring me. Alex Jones is a scary man. No, I'm talking to you, Alex. I know.
That'd be pretty funny.
That son of a bitch did it again. Who? Christian or you or Rick and Morty?
I don't even know.
I don't even know anymore.
Too confusing.
There's like a famous YouTube video. It's like super long, and it's called Alex Jones Explains End of Evangelion, like the anime movie. And it's literally just a clip of him taken from the Joe Rogan podcast, where he's explaining this huge conspiracy about how like they're trying to replace humanity with like new humans or something.
Yeah.
And it just actually does make sense with Evangelion.
That's really funny.
And it's so long. And it's like, oh my, why does this work? It's so annoying. He like believes in some crazy conspiracy that's like very similar. Because that show has like an Illuminati in it too. So it's like, dear God.
But yeah.
But also, that movie's like hard to understand. It's super abstract on purpose. So there's always a memes of like people trying to explain what it means. Yeah. So it's just like this most perfect YouTube video for Alex Jones.
But Christian already exists in the Alex Jones universe.
Yeah, because Paul Joseph Watson made an article where he referenced Christian hating Donald Trump.
Yeah, and Alex Jones covered it. So Christian officially exists inside the Alex Jones
Carlson
universe.
Talks about him too now.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Okay, we gotta talk about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is going on Tucker Carlson. This is because she is anti-vax.
You know, like Tucker Carlson hates black people, so I doubt he's gonna like. You know, especially, I really don't think he likes Nicki Minaj either, because she's super feminine and
So the thing is about Nicki Minaj was
and
that
black.
She was big into like the feminist stuff. Like she would say stuff like in her song, she would call herself a king instead of a queen. Like she was that into like the feminist stuff.
Yeah,
and she would preach about it too. And then she would say, "I can be whatever I want," blah blah blah. And her and Cardi B are kind of beef with each other. But that's because they both fulfill a similar purpose, where they're sexualizing themselves, though. They're taking the power back. You know, before there was WAP, people considered Anaconda to be like that same sex power anthem, where women were taking the sexuality for themselves back. And so, they both fulfilled that same role. And you know, if Tucker was huge back then, he would have talked about Anaconda just like how he talked about WAP.
Yeah.
And so it's really funny that he's going to have her on when you know he fucking hates her. He fucking hates her. But she's so stupid. Like, she's legitimately a stupid person.
Yeah, I always respected her.
I never did.
Oh, really?
I never liked her.
I just thought she was alright.
Once Cardi B came out. Well, there's a few songs by Nicki Minaj I do like.
Well, I'm not talking necessarily about her music.
We just talking about like her as a, I don't know.
She's a person. She's fine. I never hated her.
I guess hate's a strong word. It's like the same. I don't know.
I never had a problem with her. Is what I'm trying to say. Like,
fair enough. But I've always considered her. I don't know. I never liked some of her things she said sometimes here and there.
Yeah.
But this is one of those times where she's. Also, I didn't like how she started beefing with like every female rapper. She'd be like, "I'm about feminism," and then she'd like beef with like all like. She'd be like, I made you all. You owe everything to me." Yeah. When it's like, you know that Lil' Kim existed in the 90s, right?
Right.
And Lil' Kim kicked off that whole feminist sexual movement thing. She's like the original. So back off.
Lil' Kim and
I agree.
Even
so, we should talk about that real quick. In the 2000s, like Evanescence, the band.
Yeah.
The reason why Bring Me to Life has that male rapper guy, and why he's not in any of their songs, because he's a singer for a different band. The label that they were on said, "You will not succeed if you have a female singer, and this song Bring Me to Life is going to be a hit." So they were like, "You need a male singer on this with you, or else no one will take it seriously." And to be fair, I think it had a lot of crossover appeal with everyone because there was two singers. And most people were like, "Wow, her voice is like really beautiful," and that's what makes the song popular. So it could have worked, but it probably did better because of that male voice. But in the 2000s, toxic masculinity really dominated music. Like, really dominated music. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of why nu metal was so popular, was because I was in an argument with someone on TikTok. She's actually super popular. I follow her. I like her opinions on all that stuff. But she was talking about how nu metal is more sensitive lyrically, and it has more inspiration from women and people of color.
No.
And metal is like misogynistic.
No.
And like the only reason people don't like nu metal is because they're all misogynists. And I was just like, actually, it's opposite. I think nu metal is super misogynistic.
Like, what about who's that guy we were making fun of?
Kid Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate fucking Kid Rock.
I mean, that's all you have to say.
To be fair, I think he only had like 2 nu metal albums, then he became country. But that's all you need to know right there.
Exactly.
I make fun of Kid Rock all the time because he made that song about Sweet Home Alabama, but it's not just a cover of Sweet Home Alabama.
And it's like,
how do you make a song about a song? What the fuck?
Korn's like I don't like Korn.
A lot of people relate to Korn's lyrics because he's usually talking about abuse or something like that.
Yeah.
Or he's talking about some personal struggle or something. Whereas like a lot of those other songs are just bullshit. Like not Korn, but other nu metal bands are just fucking bullshit.
I'm trying to think of other nu metal bands.
Whenever I'm like,
hey, like Limp Bizkit.
Well, yeah, Limp Bizkit's fucking shit.
Exactly.
But when Korn is like the creator of nu metal, but the thing is everything that happened after sucks dick. I mean, even Tom Morello said, like, I'm sorry for nu metal. People would always say Rage Against the Machine should sing songs about girls, and then it would be even more popular. And Rage Against the Machine isn't really a nu metal band. They're actually like just a hip hop metal band, which is like not the same. And they were like, why don't if you guys like try to do like #1 pop songs, that would be a really unique sound. And that's what Limp Bizkit was basically. You know, they're just trying to rip off that style.
Yeah.
And
because Rage was super politically charged.
Oh yeah. And a lot of punk bands like Green Day, which is politically charged sometimes, not all the time. They American Idiot is a politically charged album, and I wish they'd keep that energy going for other albums. They don't like nu metal, you know, like they publicly shit on nu metal. Like lots of bands publicly shit on nu metal, you know.
I'm sure if Kurt Cobain was still alive, he'd fucking hate it.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that, but because Kurt Cobain's kind of open-minded for a lot of music, but I don't know. Maybe he would hate it. Maybe I think he'd hate Limp Bizkit.
Because I mean,
they kind of Kid Rock.
Like nu metal kind of did what Nirvana. They took what Nirvana did in the early '90s and just reversed it.
Yeah, well, Nirvana had a lot of anger, and that caught a lot of people's attention.
Right.
And then they held your attention and they did something meaningful with it, and they changed a lot of people's lives. Whereas,
well, like Kurt Cobain was a super feminist, super like loving, like love everyone kind of guy.
He was a super progressive leftist.
Yeah, and then all these, you know,
he's
like
actually
Limp
a smart
Bizkit,
person.
Yeah,
but Limp Bizkit let you turn your brain off and let you be just a stupid toxic man, basically. And so it's the opposite of Nirvana, which is being conscious and thoughtful. And then Limp Bizkit's the opposite.
Which is why I would think Kurt Cobain would kind of...
Yeah. So let's... I don't know why we started talking about
Nicki Minaj.
But how...
It went from...
Nicki Minaj was beefing... Listen, alright. Because I got to start...
No, hold on. You said you were arguing with a girl on person on TikTok.
Yeah, but I was talking about... feminism and music or something.
Nicki Minaj was the first.
Lil Kim was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
but Tucker Carlson basically fucking hates Nicki Minaj, and we all know it.
I'm gonna try to make a clip out of this, so I want to start somewhere. So I'm gonna start around this time now. So basically, Nicki Minaj.
Nicki
Minaj.
That's a Vine reference for all y'all.
I didn't get it.
Nicki Minaj.
So how the story started was she was on Twitter and she said the Met Gala just happened. Now some political hacks were like, how come the wealthy people get to do parties without masks and no one questions? It's because there's vaccinations. The vaccine was forced. You could not go to the Met Gala unless you had the vaccine. Fair. That's literally fair. It's their thing they're doing, and it's a charity thing, so it'd be really fucking dumb if people went who weren't vaccinated, right? So they were strict about it, and that's why people went and weren't wearing masks. So Nicki Minaj didn't go, and she said, "I'm not going to the Met Gala because I don't trust the vaccine. I need to do my own research." That should be fine if you're a normal person. The problem is, in this politically charged time, when someone says, "I need to do my own research," you know they're just full of shit. You know they're lying. Like, so, and it's very obvious now because the very next day she's like, "Yeah, I'm going on Tucker Carlson." Like, so it's like very clear that you are not doing your own research. You've already made up your mind a long time ago, and you simply said that to ease people in on the idea that you're going to drop the bomb, that you are against the vaccine.
I don't understand how...
So that same day, she said something about, like, it was like her cousin or something. Someone got married, and they had to call off the wedding because the groom's balls got so enlarged that he became impotent. And they had to call up the wedding because of his fucking huge balls.
His swollen nuts.
And then...
she said it was because of the vaccine. Or he said it was because of the vaccine. But as we all know...
So when you say do your own research, actually do the research. I was watching a TikTok...
But he actually cheated and got an STI or something.
Something had... I mean...
That's a lot of the speculation, because the vaccine does not do that.
Yeah, no. People, as a joke, say the vaccine makes your boobs bigger. They say that as a joke. And it's funny.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's not real. So it's like, what are they talking about? How would the vaccine even affect that? Like,
no, so he cheated, got some kind of STI or STD, and then because he had been vaccinated, he blamed it on the vaccine to get out of it.
The story doesn't even matter, because the whole thing's fucking the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life anyway.
Right.
Because if the vaccine could do that to someone, wouldn't you think it would happen to anyone else?
Yeah.
So when she's like, one guy... So I watched a TikTok the other day that was like... It was like 1 in 6 people get COVID whenever you're not vaccinated. It was like 1 in 9 people or something. Then it was like 1 in 60-something people die if they're unvaccinated, if they get COVID. So it's like you have to get COVID, and then there's like an even bigger chance you won't even die. Well, then it was like 1 in 100 chance you get COVID if you have the vaccine, and then it was like 1 in 3,000 chance you die if you have the vaccine and COVID. It's like the numbers add up.
Yeah.
And the hospitals right now are full of people who are unvaccinated. No one with the vaccines in the hospital right now.
Yeah, they said there's a couple of hospitals that came out and were like, yeah, 95% of our patients are unvaccinated.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, I'm not saying you absolutely can get COVID if you're vaccinated.
Yes.
It's just the vaccine, one, it helps prevent that, and 2, it lessens the symptoms.
Yeah.
And keeps you alive.
And one of my friends on Instagram just said the other day that they changed the script. First it was the vaccine prevents COVID. Now you can possibly get it, and it just helps you. And I was like,
That's never been.
What you just said was always what they said.
Yeah.
You were uninformed. You were a misinformed person. And that's the thing. A lot of people are just... They want to believe there's a conspiracy.
So yeah,
you have to want to believe in it, because it's the data and the information is just not there to support the conspiracy. That it's overwhelming. The evidence is conclusive. We know the vaccine works.
Here's my
problem. We spent millions and billions of dollars on this fucking research, just to not even use it, and it's free.
So what I don't understand, I know it's free. It's the only free thing you can get from the healthcare right now.
Yeah.
So take advantage of it. But so what I don't understand is when people say, I'm going to do my own research, how do they always get misinformation and come to the wrong conclusion from doing their own research? Because whenever I research the vaccine...
Yes, I did my own research too.
I type in Google and I go to all these verified sources like the WHO.
Yeah.
And the CDC.
Yeah.
And... other certified doctors who all say the vaccine is completely safe.
Yeah.
And all this other shit.
And
I'm like, so where are you getting this other information from that leads you to this other conclusion?
The thing is, too...
what research are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you getting to this?
What website
are you just ignoring all the official stuff and going on... I literally don't understand. Because even if I tried to find... if I searched... It would be very hard for me to just stumble on unverified data.
Here's the thing.
And make my like.
You're familiar with the concept
because if you check more than one source.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. If you go to a one source and it's all lies, and you go to another source that's actually a government thing or doctors or scientists, and it's all correct, and you can easily tell the difference between the two.
That's what I'm
How
saying.
are you going with the?
It's confirmation bias, and so the reason why, like, you're familiar with the idea of projection, like. It's very telling what they say. They say, "Oh, you believe anything the media tells you," or they always say, "We're doing our own research." You didn't do your research. You just listened to what the popular opinion was. You just listened to what the media said. That's not true, because I can actually explain why I believe in the vaccine.
But then they're always like, "But that data is just made up. It's fake."
And that's the thing.
What?
So what they do is.
How?
They can't.
How is that fake?
Every single one of them has a different opinion because they all believe in a different belief completely. Because none of them believe in consistent
here's the thing.
beliefs. They just make it up.
The WHO is not a United States organization.
Yeah.
It is called the World Health Organization. It is through the UN. So
I want to get to that.
I don't understand.
I want to get to that.
Huh?
So.
Please.
So my whole thing is what I'm saying is, like, they will say you don't do the research, and they did, but really all they did was just absorb information from Fox News or Tucker Carlson or Steven Crowder.
Exactly, because if they actually took the time.
Right.
But the thing
they're not actually doing their own research. They just say that.
The thing is,
and they're just literally regurgitating information. But they're not researching it.
The thing I think is a problem is, when they do their own quote-unquote research, they, of course, things like the CDC and the WHO pop up, which they think is a part of this huge conspiracy.
So that's what I want
So
to
they're
get to.
like, that's not true. I need to go find someone who's telling the truth. Like this doctor who had their medical license revoked for telling lies and giving people AIDS or something.
So
I don't know.
What I want to talk about is, in order to believe in the conspiracy that the vaccine is meant to harm you, and in order to believe that, like, COVID's not that big a deal, a lot of people at first, the conspiracy was the Democrats made this up to make Trump look bad. Then it changed to, and also they're trying to make us all wear masks to force us into, like, some, like, submissive program or something. Then that changed.
There's nothing wrong with being a bottom.
The conspiracy 100% changed. And the thing about conspiracies is sometimes they can be true, but the proof has to be in the pudding. There has to be some fucking evidence, right? Like, you need consistent evidence, and when you find out more evidence, that should confirm confirm your theory, not change your theory completely.
There were a lot of conspiracies that turned out to be true. Like,
JFK is a great one.
Right.
The conspiracy of who murdered JFK. It's, like, legitimately proven now, right? That, like,
that the government.
Or no, MLK. It was, like,
MLK.
Proven, right?
Yeah.
I think the JFK conspiracy has a ton of.
I don't think it's necessarily proven.
I don't think it's proven, but it has a lot of, like, going towards it. But the difference is that MLK.
Are you saying that the
MLK and Malcolm X? It's, like, proven that we.
Yeah. Are you saying the, like, CIA or the FBI killed JFK?
Yeah.
I don't really think that's true.
I'm not going to talk about it right now because I don't want to go on a huge tangent.
Okay.
Anyway.
We can talk about it.
But basically, a lot of conspiracies turned out to be true. A great one was when the Iraq War was happening, people were saying, you're not going to the Iraq War for the reasons you say you are. And you know that they just want oil. And then later it turned out, they lied about everything. And they knew there was no weapons of mass destruction. They weren't saying we weren't sure. They said we knew there wasn't weapons of mass destruction. So that was another conspiracy that turned out to be true. So conspiracies do come out to be true all the time.
Not all the time, but every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while. But it won't come out. It won't come true all the time if you think everything's a conspiracy.
Right.
So for conspiracies to work, you need to have solid evidence. And so with here, if you change the narrative of the conspiracy 100% every year, like every 6 months, we'll say, because it's changed over and over. So now it's like, we want to get rid of the mask mandate. We want to just get everyone the vaccine. And they're like, oh, no. You gave up on the submissive program, and now you're going to the tracking program. And then, like, That's been completely disproven. They're like, no. Everyone who gets the vaccine is going to die, but they're going to... And then it's like hospitals are full of people who haven't been vaccinated, or they're taking those horse dewormers. That's actually hurting a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, because they overdose on it.
Yeah, it's hurting a lot of people. People are dying from it. And it's like, okay, so the hospitals are full of people taking that stuff you said you should take. And no one's, and then people are saying now that if you take the vaccine, you will die in a few years from now. So here's the thing.
But here's also the thing: the vaccine.
Well, not
the vaccine's been completely processed by our bodies. It doesn't exist in our bodies anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's too much time has passed for us for it to even. Like if the vaccine was harmful for us, we would have known a long time ago, basically.
Right, because they have been studying this for years.
Yes. This is not a...
But...
Oh, man. I could say so much.
I know. But the vaccine gets processed and dissolved by your body. Yeah. So, but the effects that the vaccine has on your body, wherein it creates like the spike proteins and the defenses against COVID, stay because that's a natural... reaction from your immune system. That's what happens with like all the vaccines.
Right.
When you get the flu shot, you get...
Right.
It's the same thing, basically. But when you get the flu shot, again, the shot itself goes away after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
But the things that your body learned from the shot remain.
Yeah.
So...
That's the... Yeah, it's like... Yeah.
The vaccine's no longer in our body.
Yeah.
But what happened to our body is still...
Right. But we... Yeah.
So I don't...
So we just basically got like stronger from it, essentially.
Yeah.
And yeah, so no harm's gonna happen. And so it's one of those things where years are gonna go by and we're gonna say, look at other people and say, we told you so, and they're still not gonna believe us. And so the thing is, you were talking about earlier, you have to believe. So at first the conspiracy was the Democrats are trying to do this to fuck with Trump. Biden is president. COVID numbers are going up high again. Deaths are going up high again. This is the entire world being affected by it. So now what is it?
The whole world is...
Right. So in order to believe in this conspiracy that everyone is lying to you, you have to literally believe that the entire world is in on some super crazy control program. And the way they're going about it is the most crazy way you could ever think of.
The globalists have taken over this world.
Yeah.
It's literally the globalists and
the globalists have taken over this world. The globalists are the Jews. Also, we need to keep supporting Israel. Like, you guys don't make any fucking sense. You guys are not on the same... That's one of those...
They want things. Israel to exist so that the Jews don't go anywhere else. There's a lot of
things about conspiracies that are... like in order for me to believe that the entire world is in on the same thing, and this is all part of like a play, well, it's not really going anywhere. The narrative doesn't really...
What is their goal? So here's the thing. The rich people in power need the poor people to survive.
Yeah.
That's how our world works right now.
And America achieves this just fine already. They don't need the COVID to do this.
Right.
America's been achieving this for a long time
Exactly. Now. But their theory is the people in power want to cull the rest of the population so that they can control us. But if they were going to do that, if they culled the population, killed all the poor people that are civilians, one, who are they going to rule over?
Yeah.
Two, how are they going to get their money? Because, most of their workers are going to be dead.
They need to exploit us.
Right. So, what's their goal in killing all of us? Like, why would the people in power want to kill
and also,
their own citizens?
Tucker Carlson is vaccinated, and a lot of people... Trump's vaccinated.
Ben Shapiro's vaccinated.
Yeah, a lot of people in power are vaccinated. So it's like...
Well, I saw this. When Biden made that thing, the new vaccine mandate.
Yeah.
I saw the Daily Wire was... The Daily Wire is not going to follow your rules. It's like, okay, get ready for lawsuits. I mean, pay the fines, Ben. Pay the fines.
Do it.
Do it. Literally. Ben, if you do not want to follow the rules, go for it.
Remember when Steven Crowder said he was suing YouTube because he got in trouble for literally doing
never
something
sued.
Racist? Yeah. What? He's just hoping everyone forgot about that. He got everyone. He got Tim Pool to talk about it. He got Ben Shapiro to talk about it. He got everyone to get all rallied on his side to talk about, yay, suing YouTube. And now they just dropped it. And no one fucking talks about it anymore. No one cares.
But, okay.
That's the thing. They're all talk. They all have the fucking vaccine. Like, they're all fucking talk.
I'm not sure exactly what the mandate is. I think it's all federal. This is what I think it is.
You don't have to get the vaccine.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Then you have to get... okay, you go ahead and explain it then.
It's all federal employees have to get the vaccine no matter what. In the private sector, you either have to get vaccinated or show proof of a negative test every week. And if you don't do that, you will get fined. So it's either show a test every week or get the vaccine.
Right.
Which showing a test every week,
it's
doable.
It's doable. It's going to cost your company money.
It's going to cost money, and it's going to be very time consuming.
Yes. It's not really worth it.
So
that's what they do on purpose, because they want you to get the vaccine. Yeah.
Exactly. So a bunch of unvaccinated people are going to get fired.
Or they're just going to get sick of this shit and cave and get the vaccine.
Or and if companies are going to go against it, they're going to get fined to death.
So
until they go.
It's his way of basically enforcing a vaccine mandate without like a super barbaric, dictatory way of going about it.
Right. Which people bring up. People think that this enforcing vaccine mandates is unconstitutional. It is not.
We've done this before, haven't we?
Multiple times.
Yes. Like we used to.
We used to do this all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Smallpox. George Washington.
Because we're trying to kill this fucking disease that's killing people.
George Washington mandated smallpox vaccines.
Yeah.
Scoliosis vaccines were mandated. The bird flu vaccines were mandated. All of this shit was mandated. Why is it a problem now? Why are you worried about it?
Well, it was a problem back then, too.
It's not... Mandating vaccines is not unconstitutional. The Supreme Court has ruled it not unconstitutional multiple times.
So the reason
they think it is unconstitutional is because of body autonomy in the Constitution. But that means that the government can't cut off your arm.
But these sicknesses affect other people.
I don't know.
These illnesses affect other people. So you're affecting their bodily autonomy by...
Exactly.
And so the thing is that the reason why those mandates had to happen throughout history is the same reason why we need one right now. Because people don't want to do something for whatever reason. People like having their own freedom to choose not to do something. But half the time the reasoning for that is very uneducated and stupid.
But again, here's the thing. They quote bodily autonomy. I can't.
Autonomy, yeah.
And they say, and at the same time, they say, we need to make abortion illegal.
Yes.
Which making abortion illegal is literally body autonomy.
We're trying to save the body autonomy of the unborn fetus. You know, the thing that cannot think or feel, has no feeling of pain, or doesn't know it's alive. It's just a bunch of cells and stuff, and when they post pictures of this is what it looks like at 12 weeks, and it's like a fully grown baby, but just shrunk down. That's not what That's not what it looks. And what it looks like, honey.
I know.
It looks like
the baby's head ripped off or something or crushed.
Yeah. They don't look like that. I promise you.
And they're this is a real baby, but it's
it looks like a fish creature thing. Yeah. If it even has eyes yet.
And it's 3 centimeters in diameter.
Yeah. It's nothing. And they do that on, at that point. It is not yet existent. It does not have... If we waited till longer than that, because abortion's always been illegal to a certain extent, and if the reason why it's illegal at the time it is because that's when it will actually feel pain, and this becomes a cruel act because you're killing something that can actually like feel pain. So we're doing it early on enough to where it's fine, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. And I'm not saying it's like, you know, so beautiful everyone should get an abortion all the time. I'm just saying, as a last resort, it should exist. And that's what it is. It's a last resort. It's not like it's, you know... It's not like it's a replacement for birth control. Okay. I want to talk about Nicki Minaj, though, before this podcast ends.
Okay.
So we just talked a lot about the vaccine and why it's real and why the conspiracy is really stupid. Nicki Minaj said, I'm going to do my own research after talking about her cousin's husband's balls or something. And so what happened is that she said she's going to do her own research, and then she dropped that little antidote. That's just anecdotal evidence. It can be easily dismissed. Anecdotal evidence is there for a reason, and basically what happens is once you learn what's really going on, then you can say, okay, yeah. You can say, oh, yeah, that makes sense because of my anecdotal evidence, or you can say, oh, well, fuck me. Anecdotal evidence is not the be-all, end-all. You know, it's not really it doesn't really matter. So, the next day she says, I'm going on Tucker Carlson. So first they basically Hassan ratioed her. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, wow, I've never seen Hassan ratio a pop star before. And it was close. They both were in like the quintuple digits. Like they both had like 40K likes or something. And Hassan had like a few hundred more or something like that. Or actually it was like a few thousand more because they both had like 40 something. Hassan had like 47 or something. She had like 44 or something like that. Because a lot of fans, Nicki has a lot of fans and Hassan has a lot of fans, but also there's probably a lot of Nicki fans who are probably like, this guy is right. Nicki is wrong. And Nicki's response to this was, you know, basically she said, I'm going on Tucker Carlson to talk about it. Which is not doing your own research. That is just having Tucker Carlson tell you the conspiracies. And she's like, no, it's going to be this fucking thing. It's like, bitch, what are you talking about? You were like, you're just going on like a propagandist show. And so what Hassan said to her was, he's a white nationalist. And her response was, so what? She said lots of presidents have been white nationalists, blah, blah, blah. Like our goal this whole time hasn't been fighting that. Like, don't you think we've been trying to fight against that? Just for you to say, yeah, I don't care, I'm going to support it. What the fuck? What the fuck? And then her response was, Democrats always tell black people to jump through hoops and shove marbles up her ass. That's what she said. She said, shove marbles up our ass. Or else... And the thing is, it's true. A lot of Democrats will say you have to be on our side because the other side is racist. But that's why you can go further left. You know, a lot of black people were criticizing Joe Biden. You can go further left. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean go further right, you know? That doesn't mean go towards the... a lot of us agree that Biden is racist. No one cares. Yeah. Like he used to be pro-segregation.
Yeah, a lot of them are like.
And Kamala Harris is a class traitor, so it doesn't even matter that she's VIP. Yeah, VP.
A lot of people are like, well, I don't like the Democrats, so I guess I'll just be racist against my kind.
Wow, Democrats said something mean to me. I'm gonna be racist now. That's Nicki Minaj. Yeah. And so we were saying earlier, you know, Tucker Carlson probably hates Nicki Minaj because he hates Cardi B. And she made Anaconda, which is like the first version. It's like the prototype version of WAP. They're both songs about sexual empowerment. And so Tucker Carlson did like a live fucking reaction cam, like he's Markiplier or something. He had his little fucking face in the corner watching fucking Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion scissor each other on stage. And he had this face going, huh? Why are they doing that on the stage? They're trying to brainwash our children. So all Hassan did after she said, like, y'all want black people to do this shit or else you call us bad black people or something. And what all Hassan did was post a clip of Tucker Carlson talk about white replacement theory, where he literally defended the idea where if we take in more immigrants, that takes more votes away from white people. Yeah. He said there's a legitimate criticism there because he says the only reason people support immigration is to take away votes from Republicans because just convince them to be Republican then. Why won't they be Republican? Because you're fucking racist? Is that why they won't be Republican? What do you mean? What do you mean you won't let fucking brown people in this country because they won't vote for you? Why do you think that is? Why don't you just...
I never thought of it like that.
Just change one policy. We don't want immigrants in here? And it's like, the only reason you guys want immigrants is because they'll vote for you. Okay, but why won't they vote for you? Because we are anti-immigrant. Just stop being anti-immigrant then. Your entire argument is a paradox. It's a fucking circle. Your entire argument is they won't vote for us because we don't want them here, because then they will vote against us.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Just stop being anti-immigrant. And so that's his justification for white replacement theory, which basically is a way of saying white people and people of color can't coexist together. Like, he's a white nationalist.
I've never understood why we can't just let immigrants in.
And white replacement theory also is, I don't think Tucker talked about this specifically, but white replacement theory is like, because like the real white nationalist version of it is like, we don't want white people to have sex with people of color,
right?
Because that takes away from white people.
Yeah.
Even though that doesn't make any, they're still half white, but for some reason, if you're white, unless you're pure white, your whiteness is erased or something.
Right.
So that's a logic. Logic says the N-word. He's like, yeah, I'm black, I could say it. And he's like fucking super pale. And he has the short hair like black people do, but you can just buzz it that way. Let's be real. And it's like brown.
He is.
It's like light brown. He's half black.
Okay.
His mom is white, and he was raised by his mom alone. And his mom would call him the N-word because she was mad at her ex or something. So she would call him the N-word because he's technically half black. And so she's being racist towards him. So that's his only experience of racism his entire fucking life. Because I swear to God, ain't nobody been racist to this white-looking motherfucker. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the black experience. He just doesn't. He doesn't understand the black experience.
No, he doesn't.
Now, he might look into a lot of black culture because that connects with him personally, and I respect that. He's still half black. Obama's half black. You know? I respect this. But I'm just saying, logic.
He didn't have the same experiences
Barack had
black scholar.
Barack actually had the fucking black experience.
Right.
So, anyway, I just like dunking on logic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Nicki Minaj, she's dumb.
Yeah, dumb bitch.
Remember when she made that song called "Stupid Hoe"?
No.
Where she said, "You're a stupid hoe, you're a stupid hoe, you're a stupid hoe, you're a stupid hoe." That was like the whole song?
No.
And now she's telling us, beware the vaccine. It might make your balls swell up and you'll lose the ability to create sperm. You have to cancel your wedding. I'm just so disgusted with her. And like I was saying earlier, she only said this. She only said she's going to do her own research just so she could ease us into the idea of her saying, I'm anti-vax.
Right.
And so, whenever rich black people are like, "Oh, you guys hate when black people think for themselves," it's like you're not even like a part of the community anymore, dude. You're living in like Beverly Hills or some shit. Like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
But also, to really rub it in, whenever people are like, "Why don't you believe in the vaccine?" She said that story about the balls swelling up, and then she said, "I'm just going to do my own research." She never said what her research was.
They never do.
She never said what conclusion she came to. Say what your conclusion is so we can say, I disagree with that and here's why. Because I'll actually talk about the facts. But you're not going to talk about the facts. And then when it's...
I've noticed that. They say, well, I did my own research. Okay, what?
But there's a second way to dodge responsibility. It's people are calling out Hassan for saying it's not his place to question her going on a white nationalist show because he's not black. I'm pretty sure plenty of black people have that same question. Why are you going on a white nationalist show and promoting him? Why are you doing that?
But also, Hassan's like...
And her...
Hassan's Middle Eastern.
Yeah, it's one of those things, too, where he's white, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's white, but he's Middle Eastern, but he's white. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be both. Or, like, you can be both. So, the thing is that she's dodging responsibility a second time. Because people are like, okay, why are you going on a white nationalist show? And all she's saying is, oh, so black people can't do this? No one is saying that. Answer the question. Answer what your research is for why you don't believe in the vaccine, and then answer why you're promoting a white nationalist. You know? Her only answer was, so what? Who cares? I care. I care a lot. You can't... The thing is, the reason why white people are mad is because we have white guilt. And then for you to turn around and say, oh, so black people can't do this? You're trying to invoke white guilt? We already have white guilt forcing us to be mad about this in the first place. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
So it's just, after everything, for her to come out and be... I mean, she was never that big on that political.
Yeah.
So for her to come out now and be like, by the way, I'm conservative. I've been a Republican this entire time.
I don't know if she. Well, maybe.
She's always hinted at it, but I'm just saying, Cardi B, huge Bernie supporter. I'm just saying, Cardi B went out of her way to support Bernie Sanders a lot. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And that was during the height of her popularity, too. She was name-dropping this motherfucker in the height of her popularity. I'm just
Cardi
saying.
B's kind of based.
Cardi B's better. WAP is better than Anaconda. I'll say it. I don't care what anyone says. WAP is better. WAP is legitimately a funny song. I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
It fucking cracks me up. Anaconda has some funny lines in it, but I think the music itself is super goddamn annoying. And not that I'm hating on people who just... because I like a lot of rap songs where they sample a more popular song. But it's weird to sample a rap song when you do a rap song, you know? And I just don't think it was a good beat. To be fair, I don't think it was a good beat at all.
Yeah. I don't know, I haven't heard the song in a while.
Anaconda.
My anaconda don't.
Yeah. Notice the best part is just the sample. The best part is just Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
I know a lot of girls who really like that song. But I think WAP's better. And I know a lot of girls who really like WAP too, so...
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if we have to compare, I think Cardi B's better. I'm throwing shade on Nicki Minaj. I actually do like some of her songs, and I'm throwing so much shade on her. I'm done with her. She's done.
Alright.
Canceled. Nicki's over.
Thanks for listening. Bye.